All right. Do we have the guest on right now? We are very proud to be joined. It is an honor and a privilege. It's not every day you get to talk to an athlete of this magnitude. Paralympian Dani Aravich kindly joins us here on Baligian and Bell. Dani, hi. I love
Dani?
that too. Gosh,
Hey.
we needed that ray of sunshine
Did we?
today. It's pouring rain again. I see this big smile and this wave. Like,
Dani, where are you right now?
Yes.
Dani, where are you right now?
I'm in Bozeman, Montana.
Is it raining there? Is it sunny outside?
It is very smoky from some of the wildfires, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but no rain. Just a lot of smoke.
It has not stopped raining here for I believe it's 40 days and 40 nights now,
Yeah.
and so we needed that smile and the
Yeah, we
wave
needed it.
today. Yes,
We definitely did.
All right, tell everybody what you're doing in Bozeman, Montana, first and foremost.
I live in Bozeman because this is where my Paralympic sport is. So I have to be here every winter from now on for training, and so I was living in Salt Lake City. I up here full time.
Okay.
Great stuff. For people out there that don't know, I'm going to reiterate it. Dani is a Paralympian. You've been in the summer and the winter games, correct?
I am going to my first summer and on track.
That's awesome. So how are you going to be so how are you going to be participating? Which events are you going to be doing, or are you aiming to be a part of?
I am going to be competing in Tokyo next month in the 400 meters in track and field, and then hopefully 6 months later I'll be going to the Winter Games for skiing and biathlon.
Now,
Awesome.
it's awesome, right? So, a lot of people call the 400 meter. They call that a man's race, but in your case, a women's race, because that's usually one of the toughest races. So when I ran track, I used to dread running the 400. But honestly, what made you choose that event, and just kind of, because that's not for everyone. So what made you choose it?
I would agree. I would argue it is the toughest event. I'd rather run a marathon than run a 400. So I ran at Butler University, and I was a distance runner. I started for Paralympic track. There are categories based on disability, and in my category, we were only able to compete in the 100, 200, and 400. So you could say I was kind of forced to do it, actually. And I've still probably only run it about 10 times in my life, and I would argue it's tough.
For sure.
How did you get involved? What? Tell us about the impetus about getting involved. And I still, call me old-fashioned, I can't think of a better thing than representing your country. What an incredible honor. But kind of walk us through how this all started for you.
Yes, so I competed at Butler University, always did able-bodied sports. I was born without my forearm and didn't know anything about the Paralympics. And it was actually, I was working in professional sports for an NCAA team after college, and someone approached me and said, you should look into this. There'd be a lot of opportunity if you want to start competing again. And I didn't know I was eligible. This was my next brain, but I genuinely thought that the Paralympics were for people only using wheelchairs. Like, I just had no idea the scope and the opportunities involved in it. So yeah, it was all because someone brought it into it, and I wasn't finding purpose with my job at the time, and it allowed me to start competing again. So it's been great, but yeah, I just hope that more people will learn about it sooner so they can get involved in it earlier than me getting involved at 24, 25 years old.
All right, so you know what? I love to hear like these type of stories, right? I love to hear.
It's great.
So I have a question for you. So
Yes.
aside from the training, what's some of the biggest challenges you have to face with playing this? What trying to do both going into this Winter Olympics, your first one, hopefully, and then also trying to get, I guess I want to know the process. Is it a similar process of you have to go through the prelims and you have to do different events or different track meets in order to get, I guess, approved to go to the next round? Like, how does that work with the Paralympics?
Yes. So with the delay of the summer for the Paralympics, we actually were able to use our qualification times for trials from 2019. And so from there, we qualified for trials, and we were able to compete in trials last month. And from that process, based on trials, then they were able to name the team from there. And for the Winter Games, I'm on the national team at the moment, but I still technically have to qualify. So I will be qualifying in December of this year.
Okay.
Awesome. Dani Aravich kindly joining us. And I'm not the only one that noticed. A lot of people have said so in our chat. Your smile just lights up the room.
Doesn't it?
And I hope you take that as the compliment it is. You have just a wonderful disposition. I was in a pissed off mood about 5 minutes ago, and I started talking about with you. I'm ready. Let's go. What do you know? No, seriously, talk about you just have this like.
She got it.
This aura, she's got it. That's the best way to say it.
You don't know what it is, but you got it.
Where did it come from? You are just you really are like I love your personality. Seriously.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's so kind.
Have you always been like that? Is it something you were born with, or your parents loved you and hugged you? I think that's what I was missing. I didn't have a mommy and daddy that loved me and hugged me. So maybe that's the secret.
Do you know what I always say? Because a lot of my friends who are in the disabled community and are particularly amputees, I say because we were missing a limb, we had to make up for it with more personality.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's just absolutely awesome. Once again, Dani Aravich kindly joining us. So tell us about the schedule. What do the next few weeks hold for you? I know that you're going to be taking off, but how hectic are things in the next couple of weeks?
It's been challenging since I found out I was going because, again, with skiing right around the corner, I'm trying to not get too far behind in that. So I'm kind of molding two training plans right now at the same time and trying to mesh everything together and make sure I'm doing the right stuff for track and the right stuff for skiing. I'll take off for Japan on August 10th or 11th, and then we'll actually go to an Air Force base in Japan, do a training camp there, and then I'll compete August 27th for that. Come back right afterwards and get rolling on skiing even more.
Wow.
Just look at that work. Put in that work. Good. Now, when you go, now I'm going to tell you, the athletes, and see, what people don't realize with athletes is they only see us when we're performing, right? When we're performing. Yeah. They don't see the other 10, 11 months of training we're doing, right? Of getting prepared for that 45 to 55 seconds of running at 400. They don't see that, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the hardest part. What keeps you motivated throughout the year, especially coming out of COVID year where you guys couldn't compete?
I think that, as you mentioned before, competing for my country is what keeps me motivated. I've gotten to compete internationally for skiing a few times, and wearing a jersey, a bib that says USA, and knowing that you're doing this for everyone back home, and knowing that you get to proudly represent your country and make your country proud, I would say that's what definitely keeps me motivated. And it's the greatest honor someone could ever have, is being able to represent the United States of America.
I love it. I love it.
You're unbelievable. Like you're one of those. You're too good to be true. Like, are you real? Like, I don't listen to, like, your smile, your attitude about life, saying something like that, because I mentioned it earlier. I feel this. I can't imagine a greater honor than having USA across your chest. No. I mean, and I say that I'm sitting next to a former professional athlete, and I mean no disrespect to him, but, like, honestly, I can't. Isn't that the ultimate? Isn't that like that it? I don't know. You're going to be like me pretty soon. Well, life gets all downhill from here. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, how do you even match that?
You know what, though? We need to have Art here so he can meet her, because he definitely needs some of your energy. He needs a lot of your energy. He has bad vibrators.
Oh, boy. So you were at Butler. You were at Butler with our own Kennedy. Did you know Kennedy real well?
Yes, we were sorority sisters. I was a few years older than her, but we were in the same sorority, so that's how we met initially.
Is there any story, if you want to throw her
Yeah,
under the bus,
yeah.
this is your opportunity
Yeah.
to do
Give
so.
her one. Give us
She's
one story.
too sweet. She
Give us one
won't do
story,
it, but I
Danny.
had to ask.
And Danny, give us one story. Give us one.
Man, I mean, I was a senior when she was a freshman, so I feel like I can't throw her under the bus too much because she was just a little freshman.
So, does she have to do anything when pledging, or does she just like, if you got a
No, we
sorority
were
sister?
kind to them. We were kind to them.
So
We
y'all
weren't
didn't.
mean.
So
We
y'all
were
didn't.
loving.
So you guys didn't do the old break you down to build you up, so to speak.
No.
Okay.
No, we just showered them with gifts and love.
That doesn't surprise
Surprise
me,
me.
considering that you were a part of that.
Yeah.
No, seriously, being mean to you is not smiling. You know, I mean, it's you smiled the entire time. I'm a big fan. Like, I love your personality. I think it's
thank
great.
It is great.
You are an inspiration
Thank
to everybody, not Paralympians, to everybody. If more people could live their life like you, I think the world would be a better place, and I mean that in all sincerity.
I
I have one more question for you. I have one more
Yes.
question for you. So, qualifying. So, do you have to qualify is it by time or is it by winning your heat? How does that work?
Ooh. Interesting question. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's a much different process than the Olympics. because,
Exactly.
For Olympic trials, for example, there's so many people competing that, it's top 3 hitting also the Olympic standard go. Whereas for us, since there's so many different categories, so many different classifications, we have standards set that are based off of the 3rd best time in the world from the past 4 years, so basically being podium worthy. And you run your event at trials, and they take a percentage of how you compare to your individual A standard. For example, I'm a T47 in my category, so they look at T47 women's 400 meter from the past 4 years. That's how they get the standard. They compare my time to that. And so they kind of filter down. So I get ranked against someone who is racing in a wheelchair and someone who's a leg amputee throwing javelin. So we all get kind of compared together, and they filter down the list based on how close you are to that. So it's really confusing. So I didn't know that I made the team until 6 days after trials because they were still waiting for slots. And they had to do the math of figuring out how everyone ranks. So I just had to sit and wait and be patient.
Right.
which
So
was
what was
hard.
your time? So when you ran, what was your time when you ran?
I ran a 62.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not my strongest. I wasn't totally certain I was going to make the team with that. But honestly, I think especially with the COVID year, a lot of people didn't have the most stellar performance. So now it's just grinding out the rest of the summer to make sure we are peaking in Tokyo.
For sure.
Awesome.
And key words he said there, peaking.
Yep.
Because that's key word. And so honestly, you're in a great spot right now. Like you're in a great spot. So they're gonna tear it down right now. They're gonna break you down out there in where you at? You said Montana?
Yes, I just
all
went to
right.
the Olympic training site in San Diego last week for a camp. And I
Yeah.
might go back at the end of this month, and then we'll have a few weeks in Japan prepared there as well.
Okay.
San Diego, Bozeman, 6 of one, half a
Make
dozen
sure
the other, right?
Make sure you're hydrating on that plane.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Make sure you hydrate.
Over there.
Danny, we are all going to be following you and keeping up to date with what
Definitely
you're
will.
doing. I'm going to say it again. You are an inspiration to everybody. Go get that gold medal for your country and for you. But as far as I'm concerned, you're a gold medalist as a human being. I mean that in all sincerity. You are just an inspiration, and I hope you realize that. We wish you nothing but the best, honestly.
Thank you. And and if you didn't know, I'm joking. That's creepy old man Sean. So
Nice to meet you guys.
I'm just being nice. That's all, I swear.
creepy old
No,
man.
really. Awesome. Danny, best of luck. Go USA.
Thank
Thanks.
you guys. Have a good
Thanks.
day.
All right.
Thanks for coming on.
Danny Aravich
Oh,
kindly
that's so nice.
joining
Beautiful
us.
smile.
Yeah, can a guy
Great
just be nice? Why
charisma.
why do things have to be creepy though? You know, I mean that's where we're at. I get what you're saying, but her personality, her smile, she's just she's awesome.
Sometimes you just hot a cold. I can't.